Viewers, welcome. I'm sure that those 9 days you have worshipped energy, power, force, empowerment, protection, and safety. All these are the terms with which security professionals are very close and they have relatively better understanding. 9 days of praying goddess Durga in different forms was something which encourages and inspires and energizes the security professionals. Right now, after celebrating Dashera, which is a symbol in Indian approach of Sanatan Dharma, victory of truth over untruth, victory of virtues over vices, victory of benevolent over malevolent. With this, we look forward to extended period of celebration and festivity. But before we embark upon another round of celebrations and festivals, we bring to you a subject which security professionals will find very useful and very important so far as understanding a new area of security management is concerned. This is a niche which is created, and not every security professionals are aware of nitty gritty of this security management in this sector. And for this purpose, as part of our security leadership discussion, I am very pleased and happy and feel immensely privileged to introduce to you our expert speaker. And our expert speaker here is Captain Gaurav. Captain Gaurav, welcome to the discussion, and I am sure that you would find this opportunity to share the professional insight of the special segment you serve. And let me share with our audience. Captain Gaurav is presently Vice President and Global Head of Workplace Administration, Infrastructure, Trust and Safety at Urban Company. Previously, it was known as Urban Club. He manages this portfolio across 54 cities in India, Singapore, UAE, and Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He has been at Urban Company for about 4 years and has been at the forefront of their COVID task force and leadership core group for strategizing the and reimagining risk management at the startup. As part of the trust and safety function, they manage LERT, and on this, Captain Gaurav will expand a little more and some time to make you understand what LERT means. And Operation Risk and Crisis Response for more than 50,000 UC partners in India. Prior to Urban Company, Captain Gaurav has worked in CBRE India. He has also very proudly served in the Indian Army's Gorkha Rifles for 5 years. Captain Gaurav is passionate about new workplace trends, risk management in dynamic startup environment. He also anchors the veteran hiring program in Urban Company. With him, we are discussing the security challenges of gig economy, which needs to be paid greater attention as it causes greater vulnerabilities in any security plan, and how the special segment he is serving becomes something which permits us more luxury, but something which opens more vulnerability to us. So, over to Captain Gaurav, over to you, and let's understand what is understood by gig economy and how this is offering special security challenges, not only to you as service provider, for service user also. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Firstly, before I start, I would like to uh, say that I'm really honored for having been invited by Captain Tyagi on this talk show. Sir has, like all of us know, served the security professionals for decades, and he has been like a flag bearer for so many initiatives that have been taken for pushing the topics related to security forward. So I'm very, very honored to be here, sir. Thank you so much. I think to start the conversation on security challenges on the gig economy, it's very, very important that we first understand what the gig economy is, because I think that will clarify to a large extent on why the challenges of the gig economy are different to what they are in the regular employed workforce. So basically, a gig worker is a person who is working for an organization, but there is no employee employer relationship between the two parties. To put it in more practical terms, if a company employs a person and you are an employee and the company is an employer, then you fall under the labor laws and you are governed by the labor laws. However, gig workers are basically professionals, and different types of professionals who do not have an employment agreement with the platform or with the company under which they work, and they actually do gigs. That's why it's called an gig economy. So they are basically free to choose what they want to do, how they want to do, and when they want to do. uh, to put it in more relatable terms, the drivers of Ola, Uber, the delivery partners of Swiggy, Zomato, the service professionals, the electrician, plumbers, and beauticians of urban company, these are some of the gig workers that you all would be seeing day in and day out. These new age tech companies, the startups, the Zomato, Swiggy, the Ola, urban companies of the world have touched our lives so much in the last 10 years that I won't imagine an individual living in maybe the top 50 cities of the country who would say that I have not been touched by these companies, or I do not take services of these companies. So therefore, because you take services from these companies that employ uh, gig workforce, and by employee, I just want to clarify that it does not mean employment contract. By employee, I may mean is that they use the services of these gig economies workers, and these professionals use these platforms to provide service to the customers. So therefore, because this economy now is growing at such a fast pace, there are lakhs and lakhs of deliveries happening, across cities, across homes. So therefore, the security challenges are also growing. Uh, Again, a clarity I would want to give on the gig economy. There's also a part of a gig economy where there are professionals who, along with their regular jobs, do consulting or roles which are small gigs for which they get consulting fees. Even they would at times fall under the gig worker tag. However, I would like to restrict my conversation, and because my understanding and what I want to talk about today is specific to the service companies, the food delivery apps, the service providers, the home service apps, as well as the cab aggregators. So these are the areas that I would like to basically talk about today. So these are the companies that face extreme amount of challenges, in managing huge number of gig workforce. I think to put a number on the gig workforce that we have 15 to 20 million gig workers in India right now. And I was the other day reading an article where the Niti Aayog expects this number to go up by 200% by 2030. We're all aware that the startup ecosystems are the sunshine sectors of the economy, and these are the sectors that are growing at significantly fast pace, which are employing so many youths. Also, they are providing a lot of employment to the gig workers. Therefore, the workers who would not find regular employment in companies have an opportunity to choose employment in companies that provide gig working environment to these. So that is the clarity on what the gig economy means. The other word that Captain Tyagi has used was LERT. LERT stands for Law Enforcement and Response Team. So this is a specialized team within any particular organization that basically manages any engagement with law enforcement agencies like the police, and also to make sure that these companies, are gig workers and our customers, are always on the right side of the law. And in case any coordination is required for these companies with the law enforcement agencies, it's this team that front ends this conversation. So basically, I would now want to, skip over to the challenges that these gig economy companies are facing. Uh, like I said, the numbers of the gig workers are increasing. One of the biggest challenge that the gig economy faces right now is that there are no rules that are drafted by the government to regulate on how the partners will be onboarded, how they will be, how their life cycle will run in the organization, and what will be the system if they will have to move out. So therefore, there is a lot of ambiguity in how teams and how companies actually, operate the onboarding, the life cycle, and the exit of this workforce. So it's, I think, very very important for governments now to start taking notice of this particular point on how this segment has also to be regularized. You would have heard of the recent legislation that has come out in the Rajasthan Assembly on the social security for the gig economy. It was, I think, it's a great step in the right direction, because now the governments are also acknowledging that yes, gig workforce is very very important. So now, I think to talk specifically on what challenges the gig economy faces, I think it is important for us to first understand on how can a person decide he wants to join a gig economy. Because the first important challenge for any company is to decide who should be allowed to be part of this platform. For example, I can give an example of urban company. I work for urban company. You all would have heard for the name. A couple of years back, we were known by the name of Urban Clap, and then we were rebranded as Urban Company. We provide home services, which are beauty and home services, home repair services on our platform. So one of the most important security challenges is to decide who will be allowed to enroll as a partner. So our gig workers are called partners. So the first challenge we face is who should we allow to enroll as a partner, because this person is actually going to enter the house of the customer and provide services. So it's very important that this person is professionally sound and has a certain level of proficiency to carry out that particular activity or service. So therefore, the first challenge is to set very, very strict protocols on selection of the gig worker. And like at Urban Company, we have a very strong training organization across the cities that we provide services, wherein our partners have to undergo strict onboarding sessions and training sessions ranging from 14 days to even a month. And it is through this selection procedure that we first check that does this person even proficient to enter and perform services as a partner. So first is being proficient at the skill that you want to sign up for, number one. The next and a very important security challenge is background verification. uh, Most of the workers that sign up for our platform as gig workers are immigrants, and uh, therefore it is very, very important that all the background verifications of these workers are done to the detail before we sign them up for the platform. So there are very strict protocols of background verifications and police checks that we have to do before these partners are allowed to start performing services in our platform. So first, training. Once they clear the training, second is the strict background verification of all these partners, and a number of the partners who pass the training end up failing the background verification. And anybody who fails the background verification, there is no way this partner can be allowed to onboard as a partner. One important aspect I think to keep in mind here is that a very high risk that at least at Urban Company we live with is that our partners enter the houses of our customers because we provide home services. There is a duration ranging from 15 minutes to at times even 2 hours, where a partner who is actually a stranger for a customer is entering the house. So therefore, very, very important for us to lay out very strict protocols to ensure security verification of these partners, so that the customer can actually have the confidence that if they are signing up for a partner on the Urban Company platform, therefore this partner has been verified by the organization and they can trust the partner to enter their houses. So this is the first aspect of the security challenge when partners get onboarded. uh, I'd like to pause here and get Captain Tyagi in, and then maybe post this, then I can go into the challenges of when on-job challenges.
Yeah, Gaurav, in fact, when you talk about background screening, how relevant would it be when you go for background screening? Because not every time you get positive response from police, and most of the time you don't get any response from the police. So, will you wait for the police verification or go ahead without police verification? Because police verification would be, and let's be, I'm sharing with my personal background that in 30, 80 years of service in public sector undertaking, where IB mandated that without police verification, we should not permit anyone in prohibited areas. In these 38 years of service, I never got even a single positive police verification. even after reminder. So that becomes big challenge. I don't know to what extent and how fast you are getting police verification. But would you not be getting bogged down just because a very proficient uh, partner, which you say no partner, is waiting for onboarding because police verification is not coming, and it might not come at all.
Yeah, this is a very important point, sir. Like, this is, I would say, a catch 22 for any organization where you have already invested money in a partner during the training, and there's a huge training infrastructure that we run. We run around 3 lakh square feet of space across 40 cities in India where trainings happen. The investment has already happened. Once the partner clears the training, then the background verification starts. We use third parties, vendors for the background verification, and there is a certain tat that we assign with the third party on the closure of background verifications. There have been numerous cases, just to share with you, where the partners who have passed trainings at Urban Company have eventually failed the background verification because there could be an ongoing case against them, either in the courts or in the police. So there are a lot of negative inputs that we get from the third party which does the background verification, and we end up deciding not to onboard the partner, even if it means loss on investment, because the risk that we carry by permitting partners who have not cleared background verification is very, very high. There can be incidents subsequently. There will be loss of trust with the customer. So therefore the decision and the protocols are very clear. We would not want to risk onboarding any partner if the background verification is not clear. To your question on, do we get bogged down if there is a delay? I would say no. We would, if we are not able to substantiate and confirm, give a clear check on the background verification, we would not onboard that partner, purely because we would not want any partner in our platform who does not have a clean chit.
There's one more question attached to what we are discussing. Once you got police verification and it is clear, you engage that partner, not about urban company, about the segment. Would there be any periodicity attached to it that once in every year, once in 2 years, we'll get it done? Because my point, rather viewpoint where I am looking at it, is that today you got a letter from Delhi police clearing this fellow. You engage. It took 7 days, 15 days, or maybe a month process. The day they have signed it is based on the report they got, suppose 20 days back. And 21st day he has committed a crime.
Right.
So are you
Yeah.
are you really concerned about the person's criminal history or the criminaloid tendencies of that person? That this
Yes.
person may commit a crime or has committed a crime. Because if he
Yeah.
has committed a crime and which is just a day later, it will not be captured. But he has a background.
Yeah.
So is it not giving you maybe legally you are clear, but professionally you are still
Yeah.
exposed to vulnerabilities or liabilities both ways.
Yes.
So
So
periodicity.
this is a very good question, sir. I was actually expecting this question from you. Uh, I would actually want to first clarify on what is the intent of getting the background verification done. It is just not to put a tick on the box to keep ourselves clear of any law enforcement agencies. the North Star for us for background verifications and trust and safety is that we want trustworthy partners and partners who have no history of any criminal offense or behavioral offense. So, and to answer your question, we have a clear demarcation. Every 2 years, we repeat background verifications, and this is a very valid point, and it has happened. People who have cleared background verifications eventually end up doing crimes. Like I said, we've got 50,000 partners on the platform, and we do get leads. The LERT team gets inputs from different city polices, and where a partner is kind of involved in some unlawful activity. So the first protocol we have is that we put the ID on hold till there is clarity from the police on what the offense was. Because the North Star here, sir, is the safety of our customers. It's important because that is what drives the entire process, is to have partners in the system with whom our customers will feel safe to allow them come inside their houses. So there are strict protocols on first the background verification, then the re-background verification every 2 years, and third, during this time, if there are any red flags from law enforcement or even from customers. That was the next point I will eventually talk about on the operational risks, because we are doing 75,000 to 80,000 deliveries per day. Those many partners entering homes in India every day. So there are, operational risks, and therefore it's very important for us to have very very high bar on the operational risk bar, where we do not allow partners to operate on the platform which can basically who can create any type of life safety or behavioral or risk to our customers.
Yeah, Gaurav, you mentioned, and I'm sure viewers understood what gig work is, what gig economy is. They might also be wondering why this started. In fact, if we see the historical relevance of gig economy, we started business as family concern. We started later on engaging professionals because they were more qualified and they were real experts. So at a certain point where family business went beyond their family control, professional family control, they engaged professionals. Professionals also prepared their teams, and those teams came at certain cost, very expensive because short term and long term obligations. And then law also came into making employer liable to pay for bonus, gratuity, and PF, and accident claims, and medical expenses, a whole lot of things. So people were, as professional, becoming very expensive for any business owner. They started engaging contract worker. But because of labor law, contract workers also were not very cheap. Real professionals on contract also came with certain cost, which could have been avoided. And the way it is avoided was, I think, start point of gig economy, because a survey, why gig work? A survey was conducted in 2022, Global Workforce Productivity Report, which has came out with very interesting statistics. So this ADP blog reported that 83% of business leaders believe that contractors are more productive than employees. First thing. And on overwhelming majority, 82% of leaders surveyed agreed that productivity is one of the top indicators of financial success or failure. But what is the driving factor behind the move to use an extended workforce, which is part of gig economy? So, in a white paper, navigating the perfect storm, the key areas that are contributing to the remarkable growth are highlighted, and these are customer pressure, competitive threats, shrinking margins, talent shortage, and vendor requirements. So these were the driving forces because of which any business go for gig workers, and they are professional because on their professional merits only they will survive, and they are less expensive because there are no obligation on the employer to pay for their PF, gratuity, bonus, and a whole lot of things. So this was the background. Probably I thought our viewers will benefit with what you have been saying. I would add another uh, query here, and that is the business environment is both way encouraging your service delivery partners or your professional gig workers go to establishments, go to houses, and there they would be required to spend relatively long time. Either it is AC repair, or it is beautician services, or food delivery. Okay, what other e-commerce business they deliver takes few seconds or maybe few minutes. But when these gig workers enter the houses and see the environment and opportunity very conducive to their criminal intentions, and they do something which is not acceptable. As a customer, what options do you offer to me? I mean, whoever is in this business, I am
Yeah.
a customer. I got a complaint. I got something about misdemeanor to be reported, or redress of my complaint. So there are mechanisms which are to be adopted, and they are sure to deliver the justice.
Yes. No, I completely agree with you, and thank you so much, sir, for giving a larger context on on the gig economy and where it is going, why it was started, where it is going, and I'm quite sure that this part of the economy is going to boom. One of the key factors here is that it provides it fills the vacuum of it provides the opportunity to this workforce for meaningful employment and revenue generation, because we are aware that we do not have enough jobs available in the country, neither in the public sector nor in the private sector. Like, there is a scarcity of jobs. Not everybody is eventually going to get hired by as a full-time employee or a contract worker. So therefore, this vacuum has to be filled. There is somebody who had to provide this opportunity, and there have been platforms that have got created in food delivery, in home delivery, in home services, in cab aggregators, who have given this uh, hope and opportunity to this segment to work flexibly, have work during the times that they want, and basically uh, have an earning to support their families. Like, I have uh, there are these regular reports that urban company publishes on the earning index of its partners, and there is enough data, and this is through a third party and not done by us internally, that the earnings of the gig workers who come onto our platform clearly doubles to what it was uh, when they were being employed by, for example, a salon or a repair shop. So the opportunities are significant. So therefore, this is the demand is always going to be there. The customer requires trustworthy, high quality professionals into their homes, and the professionals require to be connected with the customers, and that gap is filled by the platforms that got created. However, as any other company, when operations scale, when the size grows, the number of partners grow, the number of services that we provide grows, comes with it its own set of operational challenges, and therefore it is important for us, for me as someone, as the person who is leading trust and safety at here, and so many other professionals who are working for this space, uh, either in security, safety, or LERT. It's important that we kind of, are aware of the risks, the operational risks at hand, and how we are proactively managing it. I would like to kind of, call out one thing. While, there is always an ongoing debate that uh, the we are into the gig economy because we want to avoid PF and ESI and insurance and all the government mandated labor laws. Uh, However, all the platforms who have been in this business that I am aware of, I think take it upon them that even if the government does not mandate these things, there are enough protocols set within the system which are required to support partners during any operational risks or responses. So I would like to share some examples of what we do here at Urban Company. So starting with having a 24 by 7 help desk for partners. uh, our partners, the 50,000 partners here in India, can call our help desk 24 by 7 for any query related to their jobs or anything under the sun which is related to Urban Company. Just not the help desk, we also have an SOS, instant response mechanism team, where on the app there is a button that a partner has to press, and a agent will answer the call immediately. And this was started many years back, obviously, to boost female safety. However, it is in now being used by males and females. I don't think risk is restricted to only females in the country. Males are equally at risk when they're out on the road. So the SOS button, which has like an immediate response to our partners' risks, and these risks range from an meeting with an accident on the road while on the job. It may be a risk during on-job accident, because we have electricians. There are cases where an electrician can get a shock, or various other operational safety hazards during the job. Also, then there are risks of misbehavior and disagreements between the customer and the partner. And this is a real life problem where, because the partner is spending a certain amount of time, there are at times a lot of disagreements between what the partner is saying and what the customer is saying. And therefore, very quickly, external person has to intervene in the conversation and ensure that that conversation is disengaged, and then a detailed RCA is done on the particular issue. So therefore, those protocols are also, and these issues are graded in terms of the risk levels, and how high risk they are, from L1 to L4. So our response is basically decided basis at what risk level these triggers are. But what I'm trying to
Right.
call out here
Gaurav.
is that, yes, sir. Sorry, you were saying something.
No, please continue. Continue.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to call out here is, while the law does not mandate us to have all this infrastructure, the SOS helpline and on-call ambulance support, and all this, but it is important that this support system is provided to our partners, so that even the partners feel comfortable that there is an infrastructure available and ready to respond immediately at times of risk.
Right. So there are a couple of questions, and I will read out for you. Questions are from Dr. Rajiv Mathur. You might have met him already. Dr.
Yes.
Rajiv Mathur is, in fact, man behind introducing OSPAs in India, Outstanding Security Professionals Awards. So, Rajiv Mathur's question I will read out for you, and these are also displayed on screen. And question is that if it is a lot of client actually do not check the ID cards of the people coming in. Many a times the partner going to a household once through urban company and then develop a personal relation. So that is first part of the question, and he goes out to say that if he goes there next time on a personal call, but is still on authorized partner of urban company, have you come across any such incident? How will you react in this situation if a crime is reported? Now, you can respond. There will be second question also. This is first question. Second question, maybe you can respond together both
I'll
the
answer the
questions.
first one, sir.
Okay.
Very important question related to our operations, and I am quite sure Rajiv sir is a customer of Urban Company, so therefore he knows the operation challenges that we face. So we have these are two different questions. The first one on IDs being checked, so that whenever you book a service, there is authentication that comes onto your app with a photo and the name of the person. And we are aware that a lot of customers do not check these IDs. There is an internal system, and we have used a lot of technology to solve this problem, where before starting a job, you would see a partner taking a selfie. So this is basically our what do you call machine learning, uh, artificial AI and ML, basically, which has been integrated into our systems, which does a face check of the partner who has been assigned for the particular job. And this is an additional security feature which many time customers do not recognize. But yes, we do an additional check on the face check before the job starts, to make sure that the right person has gone, and if that person is actually the Urban Company partner whom we have onboarded. First question. The second question on, uh, I think it's primarily, to put it in one word, it's called disintermediation, where the partner who has been assigned by Urban Company will end up giving his personal number to the customer, and the next service that the customer wants to book will be directly to the partner, and not through the app. So I would just like to clarify here that the Urban Company guarantees only work when the booking is done on the app, and not when the direct order is made to the partner. And therefore we always encourage customers to not take direct bookings, because this is the whole reason for the existence of Urban Company, is where we are trying to solve the experience of the customer by controlling the experience through the correct partner who's providing the correct experience and the correct billing. And if you disintermediate and book it directly, then therefore the warranties and the assurance of the platform does not work there, sir. So if you book a direct service by taking the number directly, first I will encourage you not to do it. uh, but if you do that, then you cannot basically come back to urban company with a service complaint, because the booking has not been done on the platform.
And yes, he is a satisfied customer, and so am I. So am I. Still, second question from Dr. Rajiv Mathur, and this is if a partner is not working with you anymore, and he still has the uniform T-shirt or whatever dress of or equipment you provide to them, he still has them. How do you ensure that they do not misuse it?
Yeah, this is I I think a very military-like problem, sir, where the t-shirts of and the dresses of militaries get passed on to relatives, and they wear it all over. But there has to be a way of stopping them from entering, stopping unauthorized personnel to enter, the military camps or installation. So same as us, like I said, sir, even if somebody is kind of wearing our t-shirt, he could be an ex-partner, he could be brother of a partner. He will only go into a house when firstly he gets the lead on the app, so he has to have access to the app. Second is the customer has his details on the app, which are controlled by us. And then we have a system of a face match before the job starts. So we have tried to
Oh,
use a lot of technology, and we continue to basically better our technology through our learnings of operational risks on how we should make sure that the right partner goes into the home.
yeah. Thank you, Dr. Rajiv Mathur, for asking two very, very valid and relevant questions. Now, Captain Rajiv, my uh, concern is in today's world, I know these have happened at many places where your workers themselves are subject to criminal act or criminal intent of your customer. So your partner are subject to maltreatment, sexual advances, or extortion, and it has happened. I am not talking about the company. I am talking about the sector.
Yes.
So
Uh, I do agree with you, sir. And this is again, I'm speaking on behalf of the overall sector. There have been so many news reports of, manhandling by customers of delivery boys, uh, beating them up, and so many unfortunate cases. First is, I think I'd like to clarify that as platforms, we have a zero tolerance against any type of discrimination for our partners. We stand by our partners during these tough times. First, I think I'd like to break this into two pieces. First is preparing our systems for such eventuality. It's very important as security professionals that we do not wait for the incident to happen. We assume it's going to happen and we prepare our systems for it. So there have to be inbuilt systems of escalating this incident immediately, because you do not know when the incident is going to occur. You do not know which customer is going to misbehave with the partner. Like, it's no way we can predict. So therefore, like I just told you about the SOS helpline, which is available on the app, where immediately there is somebody from the LERT team who is going to call the partner and understand what is happening. And if required, to the extent of invoking a PCR van or the closest police thana to ensure the safety of our partners, oblique the customer, because in a situation like this, you do not it's difficult to understand on at the point on who is at fault, because the situation is fairly charged up at this moment. So the first important aspect is to disengage the conversation, and the RCS can happen post that. but we have our internal response protocols. There's an SOS button right on the app. If you press, somebody answers your call, immediately assesses what the situation is, tries to engage in the conversation, and tries to ensure the partner moves out away from the house. If required, if that conversation is not helping, we have even at times gotten police involved and brought the person to safety.
Thank you, Rajiv. You have covered entire range of security management in your very specialized sector, and I'm sure that this will be beneficial, kind of reference material for security professionals, where they migrate from one sector to another sector and would like to know the nitty-gritties, the intricacies of new side of industrial security management. Still, this sector is growing, and
I would
I'm
actually encourage a lot of security professionals to consider working for startups. And I continuously speak a lot in veteran forums where I give an example to veterans, like as Fauji's. Uh, Whenever we talk about our life in the army, the best days of the army life are always the days which are action packed, either at the line of control or in the northeast sector, or during high counterinsurgency operations. And the not so good times are the peace times where we are in the Ambalas and the Delhis. So I tell the veterans that the big corporates of the world are the peace postings, and the startups of the world are the CI postings, where there is unlimited action. You don't know where the firing is going to come from. You don't know when the ceasefire is going to get breached. You have to be on top of your toes. It is a very steep learning curve. The processes are still in formation. There's a lot of power of decision making that we get to do with real time data and incidents that we collect. Every day there are so many incidents and operational challenges that come up, which help us learn from it and then create the right protocol. So it's the learning curve is very very steep there. So I encourage everybody to consider working for startups. Like the work you're going to do in a startup for in 6 months, I'm sure in 6 years you'll not be able to do so much in a large organization where protocols are already defined. You're just doing what the template tells you to do. The startup, there are no templates, you create the templates.
Yeah, thank you very much, Gaurav. It was immensely satisfying time discussing the new subject. For me also, it was very enriching, and I'm sure that our viewers are members of International Council for Industrial Security and Safety Management, are also benefited by your discussion. And we in ICI SSM encourage professionalizing the professionals. And that's why all our activities are non-profit making, non-revenue generation. And we believe in networking, handholding, and peer support. This is what we do. And I would happily share as ending comment from my side that the gig workers, which industry also knows as contingent workers, on-demand workers, or freelancers, these are uh, some way are getting a lot of empowerment and professional enrichment. They are generating the kind of revenue they never imagined. 2023 saw the highest growth in the gig economy than any year to date, with the Global Gig Workers Index report finding that American freelancer earning grew by 78%. And this trend does not show any sign of slowing down. Business software provider Intuit and emergent research have predicted that the number of people working on demand, gig workers, gig job, will grow from 3.9 million Americans to that was in 2019 to 9.2 million by 2021. And in India, as they famously say, that the game has just begun. So I see a lot of professional services on offer. Their bouquet would be expanded further. Variety of services will be easily available at our convenience, at our doorstep, with relative security and safety inbuilt, and that will make India much more stronger as a society, as economy, and as a nation. We hope to grow further so that our country becomes a real leader in the world. Wish Guru. Thank you very much, Gaurav. Thank you, our viewers, for joining the discussion. And I am sure that you will continue to view and watch our videos. So much time we spend, so much efforts we spend solely aiming at professionalizing the professionals. So subscribe to our channel and refer to your professional friends and colleagues. Thank you very much. Remain happy, remain healthy, and may God bless you and your family.